Greetings and hello from central Iowa. I'm going to show you the property that I purchased for $50,000 out here in good old Tornado Alley. First, let me show you where I keep my nature food if I don't want to feed the birds. I'm all out of food right now, so we're all cutting back. But I usually get a big array of birds. Get some raccoons, I get some squirrels, get some bunny rabbits, and once in a while a peregrine falcon will try to snatch one of the little tiny birds. Once in a while that happens. But anyway, let me go out here and show you my backyard. So there's going to be a cornfield this summer. Last year it was soybeans, and I'm really amazed at how fast they do that. They come out with a giant tractor and they can whip it out in like 1 day or 2 days. Sometimes they work all through the night, but they can plow it and seed it all in a day, just unbelievably quick. And the machine or the gizmo they pull behind the tractor does all the work for them. But out here in Tornado Alley, there you can see this ridge. It goes right along here, and the neighbor says that when a tornado does come through here, it just kind of rides that ridge right there. They're making a new bridge right there. The road's closed. There's a cemetery. Not too far from here, they filmed the movie Twister. So get quite a few tornadoes, and it is pretty scary. And here's a picture of my house, the backyard view. You can see those big trees right there. When it starts blowing out here, the wind is pretty scary. It feels like the whole house is going to lift off, and you're gonna be flown off into oblivion. And I'll show you the big tree that was blown over a couple years ago, and that's the result of that big pile of branches right there. But that's the house I paid $50,000 for. I moved from Utah to Iowa, central Iowa, and was not aware of the difference in climate. I've been to Hawaii before, and Hawaii was a kind of like a tropic climate, but out in Iowa, because I guess of the corn and stuff, gets really, really muggy and buggy in the summertime. I have to wear a net over my head, like I wear a safari hat and a net over my head, just to keep the bugs out from my eyes and my ears. I know the neighbors probably think I'm an idiot, but I look out the window and watch them mowing their lawns, and they just cover themselves with bug spray. But I thought the easier way would just be buy one of those friggin' nets. So that's what I do. And mowing this lawn is unbelievably hard. It's like a third of an acre, I guess. But it grows like crazy. You don't have to water the lawn out here, so it's so muggy in the summer. And also too, I did a redneck job on fixing the siding that blew off because of all the high winds out here. But yeah, $50,000 for this house, and I'm probably not going to live here for too much longer. I'm 59 now, and as soon as I turn 62, I'm going to collect my Social Security and try to move to France or Greece or Portugal, or Spain might be out of the question. Italy's out of the question. Their houses are too old and crumbly out there. But that could be an option. Also the Philippines, it's cheap living out there, but I'm definitely not going to live here because it's just too far out of the way. I'm not complaining. I do have a roof over my head. If I was still living in Utah, I would be up the creek because the rent is so high out there. It's like $800 for a studio apartment now, and my savings would have been drained. I don't work full time right now because I got some health issue that I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I am not working, so I'm just going to coast off my savings for another 3 years, under 3 years, and I'm bouncing. Hopefully I can sell this place for a lot more than $50,000. I'm slowly fixing it up here and there. I did some redneck repairs on it. You can see up there I got my air conditioner sticking out of the window right there. I put that board over there because the wind blows so hard in the winter time and the summertime. The air just goes like right through the joints, or I don't know how it's doing it, but it goes right through. And you can see where I repaired a bunch of that siding and did some redneck construction adhesive on there. I'm gonna have to paint that gray, and hopefully that will blend in to enough to sell this place. But it gets unbelievably scary here in the next 2 months. Last year, about 3 or 4 times, the town siren went off for the tornadoes, and it's just the house is shaking. You cannot relax, and it happened anytime. It could happen in the middle of the night, in the morning, during the middle of the day, and I become an avid subscriber to other YouTube videos that do those tornado trackings. Yeah, this is my humble abode out here. It's just, again, I got a roof over my head, blazing fast internet. The utilities out here are public utilities. So God, I got nothing really to complain about. That's just out here in the middle of nowhere. The closest store is about 30 minutes away. So it takes a while to get to the store even. And in the wintertime, it's ungodly cold. The wind chill factor gets way below 0. My car wouldn't even start. I turned the key over and all the dashboard lights just stuck on. And weren't even reading right because it was so cold and frosty. But yeah, this is my humble abode right here. And still got a little bit more work to do on it. And then I'm going to stain that deck right there. I'm going to touch up the sides of the house with some gray. And then probably in a year or 2, I'll put her up for sale. And if I sell it earlier, I'll get the hell out of here. Yeah, just Utah is a dry climate compared to Iowa, which is a wet climate. Things are much different out here. In Utah, you can go for an early morning walk in the summer, and it's nice and cool. You can get like literally at 6 a.m. with the sun, and it doesn't start getting blistering hot till about 9:30. So you can go for a nice long morning walk. But not here. It stays muggy and buggy 24/7 in the summer. Right now, it's nice. Bugs are starting to creep out a little bit, but it's just not, what I'm used to. I know a lot of people out here like it, and I'm not putting anybody down for living out here, but I don't know how they do it, man. So cold in the winter and just muggy and buggy. The bugs are starting to land on my hair right as we speak. You can see this tree right over here. Up there with a bunch of holes in them. Those were a bunch. Where a bunch of woodpeckers live, and you can hear them going ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. In Utah, I've watched cartoons my whole life with Woody Woodpecker, and then now I see exactly what they look like in real life. They got the red heads and stuff. Just they look blue. I don't know. It was unbelievable to see that. And sometimes they peck on the outside of my house there for some reason. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know this is what I got for $50,000. Been living out here for a couple years now, so let's see how it goes. And I'm gonna bring you other videos, hopefully from maybe when a tractor goes by or something in the field. Anyway, don't move to Iowa if you don't like a wet, muggy climate in the winter and cold winters. Sorry, muggy and buggy in the summer, cold, frosty ass cold in the winter. Over and out.